Okay, dear venerable brother, Dhamma friends, we are going to start the first Dhamma discussion. So as usual, Chandrika is ready with the written reports and questions, so we will start with written reports.
Avasarai Bhante, we have received 6 reports today. Report number 1. This says walking and sitting and day to day. I read it separately.
Okay.
Most Venerable Bhante, walking meditation. Walk without noting, it is natural without an effort. Mind and body is relaxed and stress-free. Slight sleepiness is there and the body sometimes sways from side to side. Okay. Sitting meditation. Focus on the breath. The breath is subtle and goes to the empty state and stay for about 30 minutes. But certain days I observe the arising and passing of random thoughts in both walking and sitting. I notice the anatma quality of both walking and sitting. Day to day. When a defilement enters the mind via the 6 sense doors, I notice my mind and body changes from lightness to heaviness. Mostly a defilement arises via the ear contact, when someone attacks my upadi. Then I notice how the adukkama sukha vedana changes to dukkha vedana. I notice again how the mind gets trapped. Sometimes it's not easy to let go immediately. Defilements also arise when I see and taste a special food. But the moment I see the liking, it goes away. At the moment, dvesha and raga are at a low level. But I am with an open mind. It will come to the surface again, like the seesaw. When one is up, the other is down. I have also started noticing thoughts that feed the ego, how I substitute myself into what I see or hear. There are moments I get caught and I let the mind add 4 to 5 thoughts that feed the I.
Sorry, can you repeat that statement?
I have also started noticing thoughts that feed the ego, how I substitute myself into what I see or hear. There are moments I get caught and I let the mind add 4 to 5 thoughts that feed the I.
4 to 5 thoughts?
Yeah, she waits a little to see, like 4 to 5 thoughts. Please advise me, Bhante. May Bhante attain nirvana in this life itself.
Yeah, you too. Good. I mean, basically you are in the game, basically. So you know that things are happening and you are not yet an arahant, not an anagami. So we have work to do. So we are in the battle. So may I know, by the way, who has written it? Anybody like to present oneself? No? Don't want to? Anyway. So basically someone who has practiced. So only one thing that I like to comment is related to the sitting. Sitting that you have mentioned that you are watching the breathing. So can you repeat that part?
Focus on the breath. The breath is subtle and goes to the empty state and stay for about 30 minutes.
Yeah. So basically now you can see, the basic little thing is that from just merely through the report I can't understand your history. So that's why I like to know who has written it. So, but the end description is quite mature. So what you are doing in the daily practice, it's quite mature. That indicates certain amount of Vipassana practice already that you have gone through. But once you are using such thing, now going back to breathing is not necessary. That's why. So Mula Kamatahana, the kind of a primary object, is not necessary right now. So allow the mind, even say you are sitting, can you simply start with watching the mind? So are you able to immediately establish yourself in the emptiness? So these are the areas that we can further improve. So if you are not sure, you can start with breathing. Fine. Starting with breathing, you are establishing mindfulness and refining your clear comprehension by paying close attention to breathing. So that little bit of improving your faculties. But naturally then you should be able to shift to the emptiness. So emptiness has to be your sort of norm or your sort of default nature of the mind. So as you are continuing the practice, so it becomes available to you, naturally available to you. It is not something that you are effortfully, achieving. Rather, it may be the case that at the beginning, so we are improving our side, but more and more as we are progressing, so it is not something that artificially, effortfully that you prepare your mind, rather it is available, it is there, something like that. So therefore in the sitting, try whether you can immediately get into the emptiness, so you are still already there. So is it a must for you to go through Anapanasati? Because you know that giving any kind of an object, once you are able to maintain your mind without an attachment, any kind of giving an object to observe is also a little bit of a burden. Because mind prefers to stay completely free, without any attachment, without any worldly phenomena, so kind of unbound. And that is the area that we can sort of promote. So again, you are writing that I am staying in breathing and I am staying 30 minutes once the breathing disappears. So that this little bit go against the last part of your report, where you are capable of watching your mind, understanding various defilements come in there, and again returning back to the emptiness. All that mature practice is well explained in the last part of your report. But while you are in the second part, so why are you still referring to breathing and then get into another 30 minutes at another state? That's little unclear. And maybe you are getting to a sort of a samadhi. That is also another area. So are you going to a samadhi? So at this level, going to a samadhi is not the point. So the point is you are keeping your mind complete, clarity is there, but still keeping it at the surface, at the very vulnerable level, so that you can recognize more and more defilements, more and more thoughts, how they are coming and going, because you are now confident about yourself. At the beginning we don't have such confidence, so that's why we are using a primary object again and again, using it, referring it, so that we are sort of associating it and developing certain faculties. And once you are developing more and more confidence, then you don't need it. Let things happen. Whatever, let it happen, so I am ready. I am ready to face with whatever the defilements, I am ready to face with different thoughts. You know how to handle them. You know they are coming and going, they are not permanent, they are entirely transient. So you are now developing your own confidence based on your own practice. So hope you understand what I am referring here. So we can go to the next report. So please feel free to raise your hand and participate in the discussion. So we'll have an interactive session.
Report number 2. Most respected Bhante, kindly request permission to submit 3 questions, please. I will read one by one. Question 1. Walking meditation. Managed to walk around 1 hour without getting disturbance from thoughts. At the end of the walking path, I used to close my eyes for a few minutes and enjoy the peace and observe the body sensation as well. Sometimes I identify the vibration of elements in the hands, disappearance of the vibration and emptiness of the hands very clearly. Sometimes I was able to properly feel the non-existence of the body, within brackets, to some extent, and only identified the touch sensation of the foot. Then I tried to observe the walk instead of paying attention to the touch sensation, and main focus was given to the mind. Though sometimes thoughts came and went, most of the time the mind was in relaxed and calm state. Very open, very spacious space was experienced. Identified a few sounds from the outside environment, within brackets, spirit chanting and other religious prayers, but those did not disturb me. Sometimes vibration of the sounds were experienced. When closing the eyes, easily experienced the emptiness of the body. In one such occasion, when walking with closed eyes, I hit the whole body on a wall, but no excitement came at all and quickly settled. This also a new experience.
I hitting the wall, a new experience, yes.
Most respected Bhante, Question number 1. Is it okay to stay a few minutes at the end of the walking path by closing my eyes to observe the mind and the body? Number 2.
Yeah, one more. Yeah, it's fine. So it's fine. So basically, may I know who has written it? Yes. Okay. So by the way, are you still sort of paying attention to various elements while you are walking? Yeah, go ahead.
Avasarai Bante.
Yeah.
Normally I am walking without thinking anything.
Right.
And sometimes, most of the time, elements are also
there.
there.
No, I mean, we can't stop that.
Yeah.
Elements are there. Are you purposely trying to observe them?
No, Bante. Vibrations are coming automatically.
Right. So you can recognize, or rather you can simply know that they are coming and going and changing, things are happening.
The very speedily vibrations are coming always.
Right, right.
Now
So where are you keeping your mind?
that is the problem to me, Bante.
Where you want to keep?
Now I don't want to keep in the elements. So
Right, that's what I want to... You understand what I am trying to tell, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, they are there. Elements are there. The element characteristics are there. Maybe feelings are there. But our motivation is not to keep our attention there. Rather keep the mind unattached, not established on any conditioned phenomena at all. So we can't stop they happening. They definitely will happen. But we don't need to worry about it because we understood another alternative now. Where to keep the mind. So basically at no place in a way. So once we recognize that, it's a kind of a interesting area now. Say for example, just to give a simile, now when you are driving, say different objects are coming in front and different passing by vehicles and pedestrians are there, road signs are there, trees are there, different things are there, but we are always taking the empty path. Isn't it? I mean, we are not going and hitting a person, we are not going and hitting a vehicle, we are not going and hitting a lamp post. All those are objects in a way, but we are going in the empty. So empty route is the path. So likewise, so can we always, as we are moving forward in our life, so can we keep the mind at such spaciousness, so at emptiness, while all many other objects they are coming and going, they are there. Nothing to worry.
Yeah. Now, Bante, elements, the vibration of elements always coming.
Right.
And
So this is the truth. Okay. Yeah.
but always I am getting this problem.
Yeah.
Now that vibrations of elements always coming, even without closing eyes, now I can feel it.
Correct. Yeah.
But now my main target is to keep the mind without thinking.
Correct. Without thinking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I can manage that also.
Right.
That is the way I am now doing. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. No, it is not that we are angry of thinking.
No.
So when
managing.
you need, you can think also in a more constructive way, more beneficial way. But thinking has to happen under our supervision. So that's the main goal. So are we able to allow the mind to think when it is necessary? And when it is not necessary, I am keeping it quiet. So that's the type of motivation, exactly as mentioned in the Vipassana Sutta. Yang vitakkang akankissati tang vitakkang vitakkessati na tang vitakkang na vitakkang akankissati na tang vitakkang vitakkessati. So that means when you don't want to think, you are not thinking. When you want to think, yes, I am thinking. I am capable of thinking, but under my supervision. Something like that. So thinking is a very, very advanced technique we as humans all share. But if we are not properly managing it, then it becomes a real, headache in a way, real disaster in a way. So that's why we have to practice wholeheartedly how to use this weapon in a proper way, isn't it? So as you said, so when you are closely observing your mind, so thoughts are coming and going, but you are able to see them and they are not really coming to the level which is disturbing you. And as long as possible you are handling like that, So thoughts may become more weaker and weaker. Ultimately, there may be instances there are no even thoughts, not at all, no thoughts at all, and you can simply abide by that. Be there, happy there, joyfully. So no need to invite thoughts either. So I am happy. I am happy in silence, isn't it? I am happy being silent. Very interesting. So I mean, you can see how Buddha is taking us to a different paradigm. So we were finding Nibbana or anything at different our imaginations. Now Buddha is taking a different arena entirely. So it is calm down, just be cool. So the nivima, the term nivima is very, very meaningful in a way. No burning at all, isn't it? No aberration, no irritation, no burning, no agitation. You are cooled. There's a beautiful verses like in the in Thero Gatha and Theri Gatha. Sabbasava parikhena siti bhutasmi nibbutati. So all the influxes are completely faded away. Siti bhutasmi nibbutati. I have cooled down and I have attained nibbana. Very interesting. Very, very aesthetic in a way. I mean, Buddha's teaching is having such aesthetic aspect as well. So we are going through such a very natural process. So when we are abiding that natural process, you feel, I mean, you are human. So we are coming to that very beautiful human qualities. Calming down ourselves, relaxing, tranquilizing. When it is necessary, we can use our skills. So anyway, I think you got the point and you are in the correct track. So yeah.
Bhante, now that when doing the walking meditation, I can feel the emptiness when closing the eyes.
Sorry, touting?
When closing the eyes.
Closing the eyes.
Then I interesting to see that by closing the eyes.
While open the eyes, what are there? So you can see things.
Yeah.
So you are not empty. True. Understood. But what you see, will they come and hit the mind, mix with your mind?
No, the thing with the surrounding areas are not disturbing to me.
Right. But still not 100% empty.
I like to see that emptiness by closing eyes.
Yeah, fine, no problem. Now, thing is, I think having such preference is not a harm. So if we are attached too much, is maybe harmful. But at the beginning, we need to appreciate it. We need to appreciate that emptiness. We need to appreciate that silence. Then only we are inclined towards that. The mind moves to that. So the such appreciation has to come from us. And later, it is available. It is not something that you are creating or you are preparing. It is there, very much like. Then you become more equanimous towards even that. You don't need to desire for that unless you went through a real havoc in your something and now mind is asking that when can I have such a peace in my mind. Say for example, you go through a lot of disturbances. Say you had some family issues, at office there are many issues, the news and this and that, a lot of disturbances are there. Then mind will definitely ask, I need that break, please give me a break. Such time you need to go to that and be there, dwell there, calming down, relaxing, tranquilizing. So it's a kind of state. But otherwise, if things are happening smoothly and even if you see outside, if it is not that disturbing, then natural movement would be enough.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yeah. So enjoying emptiness is not a bad thing. You know that what Buddha mentioned about the Arahants. So we are not Arahants, so please understand that also. So Sunyato animittocha vimokho yesa gocharo. So it's in the Dhammapada, Arahanta Vagga. Sunyato animittocha vimokho yesa gocharo. Akaseva sakuntanang padantasu durannaya. So the Arahants, so their pasture is nothing but emptiness and the signlessness. So animitta is the signless and the emptiness is the shunyata. So that is their pasture. So they are simply keeping their mind there, basically, without an object. And like when birds are flying through the sky, you can't trace their footprints. So similarly, when the Arahants dwelling in their life, you can't trace where their mind has located. What are the objects they have, grasped? There is no such things at all. So they are simply sweeping through and without having any trace. That's why when Mara is there to capture the Buddha, he simply says, you can't even find any traces where I have moved. In the Kassaka Sutta, the Kassaka Sutta is a very beautiful sutta. While Buddha was teaching about the Nibbana, and monks are really motivated and they are eagerly listening, and Mara got really upset. So he came disguised as a farmer looking for his lost cow. Remember the Kassaka Sutta? Balivaddo. So Balivadda is the term used for the farmer. So he is coming in, with some mud and all that, with what's that, Viyagaha? I don't know the English term. And looking for the cows. And then, so he's asking from the Buddha, monk, have you seen my cows? So then Buddha is asking, what's the purpose for you for cows? So you being the Mara, the evil one. And then he understood, okay, Buddha has found me. And he is telling, okay, I is mine. Then Rupa, the forms are mine. Chakku Vijnana is mine. Chakku Sampassa is mine. Vedana is mine. Where are you going to be free? All are mine. So all the conditioned phenomena, eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, Rupa, that means form, sounds, smells, taste, tangibles, and the mental objects. All are Mara's pasture. All are Mara's domain. So then he's challenging the Buddha. So how are you going to escape? So these are all belong to me. Then Buddha says, I didn't say no. It belongs to you. Yes, keep them with you. Keep them with you. So that's why you can't even find any trace how I have gone through. You see that none of the conditioned phenomena is not the path that Buddha is taking. So we have to take that path to investigate them, to understand that how unconditioned, so how conditioned they are, how transient they are, how say vulnerable they are, how unsatisfactory they are, so that we become dispassionate about them. Till that we still associate them. That's what we are now. We can understand, but still sometimes mind asks in that, right? So I like to see YouTube. I like to listen to a song. I like to see something. I like to taste a bulaptita, something. Because something is still tasty. So we haven't yet understood the full spectrum of the impermanence, suffering and non-self. That's why still mind is asking that some association. Can I have a little bit of chewing gum? Can I have a little bit of chocolate? But the moment we become more and more mature, so the path is where you associate nothing basically. Sunyato animitto cha vimokho yesa gocharo. So they are keeping the mind empty, signless, as much as possible. Yeah.
Avsarai Bhante.
Yeah.
I want to own part of the question to myself. Now, while walking, meditation, as you said, if I close my eyes, it's maybe much easy. I don't see that.
Don't close while walking.
Yeah. But we see things. And what I do is, when my mind goes into that, or if I see that something, I don't like that. Mm-hmm. So I see to myself that my mind has some vyapada nivar. Uh-huh. Is it correct?
You mean to what you see, you have certain vyapada?
No. I don't want to see these things. I want to be free.
But you still can see.
I still can see, and it disturbs me. So that is it the way that I am thinking correct?
No.
No. Then I want to find out what the...
Yeah, that's the thing. So as we continue the practice, so even though we see, there should be a level, there should be a stage, they are no more disturbing me. So it is not, that's why I am asking, keep your minds open, so, and keep your eyes open, see whether still they are coming and disturbing you. Or are you able to maintain a free mind amidst all these sights, sounds, smells, taste, etc. So that is the area we need to look forward. Not easy, definitely. So it is not that we simply become deaf and blind and all that and then the mind empty. That's not the case. So the case is, the challenge is, while even you see things, hear things, smell, taste, touch, smell, all these things are there, but still mind is unattached. Still mind doesn't want to mix with anything. So that should be the target. So that is exactly what Venerable Sona explained in the Buddha. After he being the Arahant, so he go to the Buddha and he simply say, what's that beautiful verse? Every month I am mentioning. Selo yatha eka gano vatena na samirati. Evang rupa rasa saddha gandha passacha kevala. Itta dhamma anittacha nappa vedinti tadino. Titan chittang vipamuttang vayan chassanu passati. Selo yatha eka gano vatena na samirati. So, like a solid rock, never being, shocked or wavered because of any kind of a wind coming from any direction. Because it is so solid, so stable. Similarly, evang rupa rasa saddha gandha passaja kevala. Similarly, different forms, different sights, different sounds, smells, tastes, tangibles, either itta kanta, itta dhamma, anittacha. It may be favorable, agreeable ones. Or it may be a disagreeable ones, harmful ones, maybe, disturbing ones. Itta dhamma anittacha, nappa vedhinti tadino. It does not waver, it does not shake the mind of the Arahant, tadino. Titan chittang, so his mind is stable, remain calm, we can say stopped, no movements, no agitations. Titang chittang vipamuttang vayanchassa anupasati. His mind is free from any defilements. Vayanchassa anupasati. All these different impingements, all these different incoming data, he see they are transient, they come and go. I don't need to worry. I don't need to bother. So his mind is not mixing with anything. So this should be the target. We should, look forward. So actually, this will naturally happen. Don't try to take such a thing artificially. That is not the point. So as you practice our Satipatthana, so it will naturally establish there. That's the beauty of the Dhamma in a way. So as we continue our practice, now say you are practicing Vedananupassana. More and more feelings you understand. Say you are practicing Kayanupassana. More and more element characteristics you understand. You practice Chittanupassana. Different thoughts coming and going you understand. All that you see the impermanence. You see how they are transient. All that more and more you observe. So there's a different insight growing inside the mind. So that insight makes kind of a dispassion in the mind. Nibbida viraga. Nibbida is the kind of a disenchantment, a quality of not being interested of that anymore. Dispassion is the viraga. So even though they are there, I don't want to get involved now. I have no desire now. Rather, mind remains dispassionate about things. It is not something we create. Rather, as a result of our practice, this is the result, by the way. So our area, our working area is to further and further look at these different conditioned phenomena, how they are behaving, observing them, investigating them. So as a result of that investigation, so this is the result, dispassion and disenchantment. So then you may get into an area where mind no more want to get involved with them, no more want to get mixed up with them. Mind likes to be freed. Mind likes to be independent. Mind likes to mind its own business. So it will happen. Yeah, go ahead. That's a question coming from that side.
Swamin Wahansa now on his question, but now he's what do you call? He identifies that it's a vyapadana, like before you get into the uninvolved state. So isn't it right, kind of, for us to first label, to identify? We see something that we dislike, so it could be a vyapada, and that too shall pass. It's not. And put it into the yatarthya, and then slowly he's realizing that is
not
that
a bad thing. Yeah, I mean, rather than simply being carried away to vyapada, and understanding, okay, I have seen this, it has disturbed me, now the vyapada also has arisen, so you are very much at a better level. Not that you simply being angry and you go and shout the person who has made the sound and something like that. So that is, we are completely caught to that. But here you understand, okay, there's a certain resistance arising in the mind, that also you have noticed. But I mean, once you have noticed that, you need to, now the problem is, two problems are there now. Additionally, the vyapada also has arisen. So that's an unnecessary problem. Because if you are able to maintain an equanimity without arising any vyapada, then that is much easier. But now you have to handle the vyapada also. Now you have to calm down that. Again, come back to the practice where different phenomena are coming and you are still observing them. Work for you.
Because if you ignore that also, it will anyway arise more later on, right? You might as well identify why, I understand why it came to you, and then it may, in the future...
No, by the way, I mean, no harm. Because anyway, we have to handle all these kind of issues. Because I mean, we are going through some issues, we are going through some problems, and we are learning. So now, say, meditation is a kind of a experience of many things. It is not just you are watching the breath. So while you are watching the breath, someone has to shout also. Someone has to make a noise also. Then only you understand, okay, I am getting agitated. My calmness, my concentration is still very vulnerable, very fragile. I am easily get agitated even through a slight sound. Now, another case is, they say you are in a calmness or say something, and there are instances the sounds are happening, but you remain calm. Then you can be happy. Say several months ago, several years ago, I was like completely disturbed, but I am no more. They can make sounds, but I am able to maintain the calmness of the mind. So that is how we are developing. So we need to understand where we are. So therefore, we need to even thank the people who have made the sounds. So all are included. That's why we have nothing to say that there are a kind of a meditation session which is completely unsuccessful. We can't say like that. Everything actually has given us some kind of a strength, some kind of a motivation, some kind of a, say, experience to mature in our practice. So no harm. So even a sound or anything, it disturbed me, it made me agitated, I was unhappy. That also you have now noticed. Now let me avoid any reaction now, at least, isn't it? I am not going to go and blame the guy or something. Let me burn. Burning is there. Okay, calm down, just be patient. Cooling yourself. So in the future, okay, I am able to manage. Okay, Thero.
This is the same. She has two more sections. Sitting meditation. 2 days ago, after getting a very calm and relaxed 1 hour walking meditation, did a sitting meditation for around 45 minutes. Quickly experienced a calm mind and empty body. There was no any difference between the body and the outside space, as I did not feel the boundaries of the body at all. This is the most prominent and longest experience of emptiness of the body I felt so far while doing the sitting meditation. Within brackets, previously I had some experience while listening to Dhamma sermons and doing sitting meditations, but those occasions were very short term. Though a few thoughts and sounds came in between, there were no disturbances to maintain the empty body and able to maintain mindfulness throughout the period. During the today guided sitting meditation, I got good confidence. Sometimes forgot everything including body. Very few thoughts came, but that did not disturb me and was able to maintain the calmness of the mind. Most respected Bhante, where should I keep the mind when experiencing the empty body? Within brackets, by observing the empty body or keeping mind freely. Kindly request more advice.
Last statement.
By observing the empty body or keeping mind freely.
Keeping mind freely. So when you are keeping mind freely, where the mind? Where you are keeping your consciousness? Nowhere. So don't keep it at any place. Excellent. so that's the point. I mean, we are always looking for something, isn't it? We are always looking for some object. Okay, I need to keep it here. I need to keep it there. Nothing is there. You are not allowed to. You are prohibited to keep your mind anywhere. Yeah, you can pass it. So that's the challenge, basically.
Avasarai Bhante.
Yeah.
Now that the body emptiness can identify, but mind is there, no?
Mind is there, but nothing is there also. Inside the mind, what is there?
But I can...
you are aware.
Yeah,
that's
aware.
All. That's all.
And with that, when seeing that body area, we cannot identify anything.
We cannot identify anything.
Yeah. But we know there is a body here.
There's a body. Yes.
Yeah.
If you look at only, you know it. If you purposely look at, now say I am purposely looking at my spectacles, it is there. But when I am talking to you without looking at it, it's there. I don't know to worry about it, isn't it? So I am not purposely paying attention to it. That's why I was telling, say while you are walking, it is not that you are in a trance or you are in a situation where you can't feel anything. You definitely can feel many things. Say your foot can touch the ground and many sensations are there. If you look at it, it may be available. But why are you watching it purposely? Can't you keep the mind without any object, without any attachment? So is it essential for me to have an object for the mind? That's the point. So as we are practicing, so we are come to a situation where mind let go of everything and it finds out its own kind of a situation where nothing is there, basically, isn't it? Anissitocha viharati nachakincha loke upadi. So anissita. It doesn't want to establish any place. It doesn't want to lean onto anything. It doesn't need any support from any outside phenomena. It has its own clarity. That's it.
At that time, that mind is unattached mind?
Yes, definitely. It is unattached. It's not attached to anything. It's not hooked up with anything. It's not associating anything. It is not established at anything.
But the thing is, now Bhante, when closing the eyes in the sitting meditation, that the emptiness we can feel separately. But when we are walking and doing other day-to-day activities, when getting the unattached mind, that is my understanding is that is different from previous one.
No, the thing is, while we are sitting, it's little bit say colored by concentration. So you are now, say for example, you close your eyes, and now you have one form of emptiness, and once you open your eyes, you have another form of emptiness. You can't say that it is the same thing as you close your eyes. That's why you prefer closing your eyes and be there, because you being less disturbed. Because when I open my eyes, many objects are there, so that's a little challenging. So even while look at things, can I keep the mind without paying special attention to any of these? Just overlooking the whole thing. Something like that. So the kind of overview of things are there, but I am not particularly paying attention to one selected person or selected object, whatever it is. So the moment I particularly selecting an object and establishing attention there, I am no more empty, basically, very much like. Then I am established. My mind is established at a selected object. But now assume a situation where many things are there, but you are simply overlooking the whole thing. Mind is very much like pervaded everywhere. So your attention is pervaded and not established anywhere. Something like that. And once you close your eyes, you already cut off the whole thing. It's much easier. And as a result of that, you get the influence of concentration. Concentration is there. You can use it as a supporting factor to avoid any kind of thoughts, to avoid any kind of disturbances. So you have the protection coming through the concentration. But one disadvantage is, if you exceed the limit of the concentration, you get concentrated. The mind get concentrated. Then you are getting to another kind of a level. So you being hooked up in concentration. You get absorbed to the concentration.
Now that when seeing the empty body, some other thoughts also coming and going, not really concentrated.
Right. That's okay. So unless they are not, now assume that you are in a kind of a bubble, and certain insects are coming and they simply sense it and they go away. They are not penetrating inside the bubble, something like that. So you are also in a type of a bubble, maybe a little limited for the moment, but thoughts are coming and they are not disturbing you. They are simply going from the background, from the outside, not penetrating and disturbing. They are all fine. So I don't need to worry about them.
Okay, thank you.
So as we are moving, so there may be instances even they are not there, isn't it? There may be instances even such background thoughts are also not there. You are experiencing complete calmness or complete silence. So it will move in that direction. Nothing to worry. It will happen naturally. So let it happen. What you are experiencing, what you are going through is all right. So it will further and further get into the, we can say, a more silent area. So be silent. Yeah, okay.
She's written daily events as well. I have very minor experiences on unattached mind, empty body, blanked empty mind when closing eyes, and very deep silent mind in different occasions, and I think those situations are different to each other. Example, one day when I was traveling in a crowded lift, I closed my eyes for a few minutes and suddenly I went to an empty and blanked place, very open, spreaded space, experienced, and I think it is an empty mind. 2. When listening to Dhamma sermon via online, experienced a very deep, silent mind for few minutes. I give my gratitude to Bhante and kindly request more advice to understand the differences on unattached mind, emptiness of the body, emptiness of the mind, and the deep, silent mind from Dhamma point of view.
Yeah, you can say, so even in the Dhamma point of view, now assume that we can directly take some example from the jhana. So jhanas are explained at 3 different levels. The first one is called omaka. That's a kind of a shallow type of jhana. The second one is called majjhima, where you are in the middle level. The last one is the ukkata, utkrishta, so the best level. Now even in a jhana, it is not that, now assume that someone is attaining first jhana. It is not that everybody attains the same depth, same depth of the jhana. Some may attain some shallow first jhana, another may attain another depth, another may attain the very deep type of first jhana. So that's why even you know that there are 3 corresponding Brahma realms. So the first jhana, first Brahma realm is called Brahma Parisajja. They have shallow first jhana. Second level is called Brahma Purohita. They have the middle range of depth. Last one is the best. They are the Maha Brahma. They have the more deeper type of first jhana. So likewise, when it comes to even emptiness, there may be different levels. So where you are experiencing it with little disturbances but still empty, with less disturbances but still empty, and no disturbances at all and purely empty, something like that. But interesting thing is, I mean, as a Vipassana point of view, so don't try to say through the support of the concentration, try to be in a completely free state. So that is not the point, because then it will take some time for us to find out various defilements. So that's why it's a bit challenging, but keep the mind quite at the surface level, at shallow concentration level, so that if there are defilements, let them come. So I am still young to fight with them, something like that. Before getting to the deathbed, okay, I am ready to fight. Whatever things, let's come now. Something like that. Because I mean, even we are at a very deeper concentration level, those are very, not giving a permanent solution. So permanent solution always relies on the how well I have handled the defilements, how much wisdom I have, basically, by recognizing them quickly eliminating them, and somehow using different techniques, how well I have seen them. More and more I have noticed them. As a result of that, it will be faded away slowly. Panyaya disva pahatabba. So by looking at through wisdom again and again, they have become weaker and weaker and weaker. So therefore, more the fight, quicker will be the path. But difficult is you may not experience really peaceful and calm and tranquil and all that, but you are in the fight, you are in the game. Because defilements are coming, you are always attacking. Time to time, a full victories may be there. Certain times, loss. Loss is also there. They come and attack you, they overwhelm the mind. But those instances become less and less. So that's the progress. So you are always in the game, you are always in the war, in the battle. There are many instances at the beginning you defeat it. But further and further, as you are moving forward, you become more successful. So come to the battlefield. Don't try to be in the training camp. Yeah.
Report number 3. Avasarai Venerable Bhante. I am able to calm the mind down and stay in a relatively peaceful state most of the time, within brackets, during meditation and also during the rest of the day. I notice thoughts at a distance appearing and disappearing. This has become a nuisance for me. I am trying to expand the state of thoughtlessness, and yet these good-for-nothing thoughts and images appear as if to mock my attempts. Please advise. Thero Saranai.
I think you already was answered. So many people have the same question, so it's easier to give a long answer, then refer that. Using footnotes. Yeah.
Okay.
Answered. Refer the previous answer.
Yeah, Venerable Bhante, sir. Now, for Vipassana meditation, if you have your empty mind or a peacefulness, you need to have Vipassana, so much of thoughts coming in, and then look at those in a real state of thoughts. Then Vipassana mind will not, the empty mind might not help the Vipassana. Yes, sir?
I didn't get to your question. So what I understood is you are asking, so while you are keeping your mind empty,
Yeah.
so are you practicing Vipassana or
Yes.
not?
Yes.
So while you are keeping your mind empty, different things are there. It is not you are fully supported through the concentration, and as a result of power of concentration, you are keeping the mind empty.
Yes.
That is not the case here. Say that may be a situation to some extent you are experiencing at the samatha type of meditation, where you are getting so much of strength coming through the concentration, samatha. As a result of that, mind is not shaking, mind is not being vulnerable, but it's capable of maintaining some stability. But here, you don't have much support coming through the concentration.
Yes.
But still mind is empty. That indicates some wisdom still operating in the mind. So your mind has sort of inculcated, your mind has become somewhat strengthened by some knowledge, some understanding, so that knowledge is sort of operating in underneath, sort of undercover level. So as a result of that, defilements are not coming. That is one situation.
Yes.
Another situation is where someone has attained Maggapala. So no defilements at all. Say, assume that there's a Sotapanna.
Yeah.
Now, previously, assume that he is not a Sotapanna, but as a result of some temporary strengthened wisdom, it avoids any kind of Sakkaya Ditti, Vichikicha, Silappatama, whatever that. So those are not arising, because you are somewhat strengthened at that level, but not yet completely cut off. Another case is, once you attain the Sotapanna, they are permanently not available at all. Where you don't need any strength coming from concentration, you don't need any strength coming from even wisdom, because it is completely gone for good, isn't it? Something like that. So therefore, keeping the mind empty does not mean you are kind of blunt, or you are being a deaf person, something like that. So it is somewhere that you already have developed certain skills, so those skills preventing any of these defilements. Kind of a capacity is developed as a result of this Vipassana knowledges. We can say the insights operating inside the mind is taking care of the mind now.
Yes, sir.
So, and the other thing is, while you are there, even the slightest thought coming in, any slightest defilement coming in, you can easily notice. Because where you are there, where you are is completely empty. So kind of, assume that you are in a empty playground, and you are in the center. You are at the center. If someone is approaching any direction, you can easily notice, because no one is there. So the empty mind is also like that. Currently, assume that there are no thoughts, and the moment a thought is arising, you can easily notice it.
Right.
So the more progress happens when you notice these defilements and you are able to operate on them. You look at them through wisdom. You are not allowing them to overwhelm you, overpower you. You recognize how they are coming and going, how transient they are. So that's why Panyaya Disva Pahatabba. So you look at them through wisdom. As a result of that, it is slowly fade away. You are not strengthening it.
Right.
Previously, what we did was we strengthened them. Assume that there was a lustful thought, and I like it. I enjoyed that. I further and further manipulated it, and I become lustful. I engage with something. Then I have strengthened that old habit. But now you recognize lust as lust, a lustful thought as lustful thought, and you are not promoting it. You look at it properly, mindfully, through wisdom. As a result of that, it starts fading away.
Right.
So that's the fading away happens as a result of our own practice. So the old habits are not rejuvenated, old habits are not strengthened, rather they weakened.
So that means dhyana gives us strength to see the elements in the right way.
Jhana, that's why one situation is when more concentration is available in the mind, it subsides the defilements.
Right.
So it has the capacity to suppress the defilements, because it's a full type of like you are wearing a helmet.
Yeah.
But every time you can't wear the helmet. The moment that you keep it out, again mosquitoes are coming, the helmet is not there. Now we are practicing without a helmet.
Right.
Something like that.
Right.
So this your own skills that fully guard yourself. No helmets.
Thero Sarnai.
Yeah, Thero Sarnai.
Fourth report, Dear Bhante, that has 2 sections. Number 1, I started learning Abhidhamma. Couldn't concentrate on meditation as usual due to lack of time. How to strive a balance between doing meditation, listening to Dhamma within brackets suttas, doing housework, learning Abhidhamma. Sometimes I feel this is too much. And
I also feel like that.
the second part, going for retreats is always better than going on pilgrimages as we can gain more merits. How to do Vipassana meditation when going on pilgrimages?
Very interesting. Going on pilgrimages, you are practicing Vipassana. Okay. But the interesting thing is, more you practice Vipassana, you never participate in pilgrimages. So Vipassana yogis are a different group. So they don't much interested of much of the ceremonies, much of the pilgrimages. So that works completely differently. In case you have to participate, there are also somehow you are practicing yourself. So you may be looking at your own mind while others are playing, while others are singing, and they are drinking for the sake of going through the pilgrimage. Many things are there, no? So still you look at your mind, how it is operating, how still it is may get trying to engage or try to promote the past habits, etc., etc. So more you are into Vipassana side, definitely there should be drastic change in your habit, drastic change in your behavior. So definitely you might not encourage pilgrimages or picnics or ceremonies or anything. You will start minding your own business. So these two are not going in the same direction.
Yeah. Report number 5. Dear Bhante, after watching news, my mind grabs that and keep on searching more details about that. Example, recent murder of Aturugiriya. Vanchanika Dharma. My mind tells, learn from the mistakes of those lives, full of karma chanda. How to overcome from this? By thinking and avoiding these are karma of those people, and I have to be appamada as I am not yet sotapan.
Yep. Be appamada since you are not yet since not yet sotapan. So life is so transient and be heedful. And as you said, obviously, so our mind has a kind of a tendency to find more details, in the sense, even though it is disturbing, even though they are garbage, still finding more and more, something to occupy the mind. So we have that wrong habit. You may have the capacity to keep your mind empty, but you prefer watching the news. You want to look at it, you let me see it. Oh my goodness, there's a murder. What has happened? He was a monk also. A lot of things are there. Then you start worrying, oh my goodness, you should have not disturbed, blah, blah, blah. Everything's there. All are garbage in a way, but still the mind prefers it. So that's why these are the old habits we are enjoying in a way. We need to understand, we have to be very honest, humble, okay, still these habits are there. My mind still wants some kind of a garbage to survive. You are not yet fully matured. That's what we need to understand. So if we are fully matured, then sunnyato animitto cha vimokko yesa gocharo. That's it. You see the end point. You can see the direction what Buddha has given us. Sunnyato animitto cha vimokko yesa gocharo. So they are enjoying emptiness. They are enjoying the signless state of mind. They don't need garbage. But we need some garbage. That's it. So when are we going to enjoy full-time emptiness? Not asking anything, not expecting any garbage. Can't we keep the pure mind? I mean, isn't it? I mean, this is you can see how foolish we are. I mean, when there's a capacity, when there's a potential, capability, even for us to keep the mind pure, without keeping it there, we still associate garbage, impure things, all nonsense, still want to associate that. So this is entirely a wrong habit we have. Immediately we can't do that also. So don't blame yourself. That's why in the Ogatharana Sutta, that's why Buddha pointing out, so you can't straight away go to the other shore. It's a kind of a little and step-by-step process. You need a little bit of garbage also, but see whether it is reducing now. Assume that, say, several years ago, how long you spent with your TV, how long you spent with YouTube. Is there any reduction in that currently? Say you spend 3 hours watching daily dramas, movies, news, etc., watching all that. You spent 4 hours, for example, 3 years ago. How long are you spending today? Is the same? Is it more? And there's another scenario also that's also interesting to discuss. So as you continue, there's a capacity developing in the mind, even though you see it is not registering in the mind. So sometimes you start watching and not being harmed, by the way. So there's a little, gambling there. Because, now even though I watch it, I am not really disturbed by that. I can simply swept it away. That's also there. So there's a simile Buddha is telling, I don't know whether exactly referring this situation. If your hand does not have any wounds, you can even catch the poison. Something like that. So if your mind become fully reinforced, so it has the capacity to even handle garbage, even handle poison. Something like that. So therefore, it's a kind of a test, litmus test, for you to see whether is there any such capacity developed in my mind, or even after that I see the murder, still some shocking and disturbed and cursing and all. That means not yet. You're being burned by looking at it. But if you are simply watching it and look at the situation, understood it, and also able to completely keep it away, no harm. Now say, for example, that's the same thing why we encourage silence in a retreat. Now say you are in a retreat, so we ask everybody to be silent. Why? Because once we start talking, so it becomes more disturbing to the mind once you come to the sitting or walking. Because all what you have discussed, all what you have talked, still going through the mind. Even though the discussion is over, you are unable to stop it. Still it is coming on and on, going on and on. But think about a situation, even though you are in a discussion, after the discussion, if you are able to keep the mind entirely silent, then you are safe in that sense. Like such scenario is there. So therefore, I don't like to say that you are completely become empty and to 100% you are not associating, not being involved with anything at all. That's also going to one extreme. The situation is, I feel that you become more seasoned, you become more strengthened. Even you can be with the other things, more mundane things, worldly affairs, but you know how to handle it. You have your own capacity, you have your own strength, and once you disengage from that, you have your own freedom. Then you are much safer, more mature. Yeah? Yeah, switch on the mic.
dear Bhante, I'm experiencing two situations with relation to my behavior of my mind. The first one is in normal day-to-day life, even without practicing meditation. The other one is while I'm practicing meditation. The first one is my mind used to agitate for various environmental issues sometime back. Now, say for example, there is a public event going on from 8 a.m. to say 12 midnight. And
8 a.m. to 12 midnight.
Midnight with a lot of noises and kind of things. So this is one experience.
Maybe
actually.
some political thing?
Not really, but maybe some other sort of a festival or kind of. But it was really disturbing me some time back. But now my mind is not getting agitated for that, and I say, okay, that may be the way that they enjoy, or that may be the way it's not under my control, right? It goes.
Yeah.
So that is reasoning out of things. This is only one example, because there are certain other things also, like say, global political sort of event which we don't like or something like that. That there again,
out of my control.
But with reasoning out that.
Correct.
So that is one particular experience. The second thing is, while I am doing my sitting meditation, specifically when I say, may all be happy and kind of things, so I'm getting kind of a body sensation also.
Body sensation?
Body sensation, itching and things like that. Now actually, even in the recent past, when I'm practicing sitting meditation, so after some times, it starts sort of body sensation here and there, itching and kind of things.
Fine.
Because I used to sort of see that or investigate that, then sort of how it happens and all that. It happens and fade away. So that is there.
Actually, this is a good opportunity for you to practice Vipassana. Say you are practicing whatever meditation and then you get these all the body sensations.
Yeah.
So you can let go of the previous object and you start watching these things, how they are coming, how they are rising, how they are changing. It will be a very, very resourceful area for you to watch.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing actually. But what I see is that it is arising and fading away.
Correct.
So that's one. The next stage it comes to me that my sort of breathing almost like disappearing, and I can be free there, but actually I'm enjoying that status. I'm enjoying that status. Then now I can stay more longer than earlier. So as much as possible, as I feel that I can stay in that particular situation. So then at the end of that, I get a long breath and basically comes back.
Good.
So this is what's my experience in sitting meditation. When you say, Bhante, that you can practice Vipassana, but I really don't know about that particular theory or whatever, but what I do is I observe that itching, it's happening here and it's going away, that's it.
It should be a very natural phenomena for you to practice Vipassana.
Yeah.
Because it is not that you created, but they have come naturally.
Yeah.
And you start watching them.
Yeah.
And then you are strengthening the wisdom as well.
Yeah.
You keep your attention to different such itching and vibrations, etc., different sensations, and start watching them, and then that gives you a lot of understanding about their. It will naturally happen inside your mind.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry. It's a matter of what you need to do is simply to investigate them.
Yeah.
The more and more you investigate them, the more will be the wisdom in your mind, and later it will help you even to prolong that period where you stay calm, quiet, without much disturbance. So these are kind of connected.
Yeah.
Now you said that there are instances that your mind let go of everything and you are maintaining some kind of a calmness, not much things going on, something like that.
Yeah.
So that will be more strengthened as a result of that wisdom what you have gathered through your investigation.
No, actually speaking now, not all the time. Now even in my day-to-day life, sometimes my mind carry with certain things, but instantly I sort of realize that, my mind is carrying, so that's it. So after that, it doesn't go any further. So that is one thing. And the other thing is, I don't sort of follow my knowledge about, say, for example, for first jhana, second jhana, and third jhana, because I'm not thinking about all those kind of things. And all my objective is free from suffering. So that's all. I mean, I'm not sort of thinking whether I'm in jhana 1 or first jhana or second jhana, whatever. No. And also the knowledge also I just generally forget, because I feel the practice is the most important.
Exactly, thing. Definitely. Because, I mean, if you are trying to verify where am I in the second door, third door, not necessary. What you need right now is to observe much different phenomena and how they are true nature. That will give you more strength, more understanding. So that is the one helping you to, let go of everything and keep the mind free.
And I found that your Dhamma sermon in Perth last June, I suppose, you were sort of advising them, okay, you go through Anapanasati Sutta, and because there are 16 steps and
Correct.
all that.
Correct.
How do you basically sort of advise all about this, whether to follow those 16 steps or just naturally to go?
I mean, let it naturally happen, because we can't say that everybody go through all these 16 steps, because there are instances that people take different paths. Say if you are practicing, say, Dhatu Manasikara, so it is not merely through Anapanasati sometimes. Now say for example, you are getting these body sensations. So body sensation does not include inside the Anapanasati, isn't it? So therefore, you can't say every time you may get into the same track, same 16 steps, but time to time you align with them. Now say for example, you go through these body sensations, and there may be a situation, all that has disappeared, and now you start watching your mind, isn't it? So while you are watching your mind, very much like you align with the Anapanasati. Say where Chitta Parisamvedi Asasisami Sikkati Abhipamodayan Chittang Vimochayan Chittang Samadhahan Chittang, all that now you align with that teaching.
Yeah, I can understand actually what you said. That first thing is taking the object as breathing, and then later on that also goes away. I mean, so
let it naturally flow.
Yeah, and actually you advise that after one particular question of someone who has been raised in Perth, he said that 12 years he was sort of practicing breathing meditation, so in and out. So he said 12 years. So then you said that, okay, there are certain 16 steps are there and so on and so forth.
Correct.
And everyone to sort of go through the sutta.
Yeah. Thing is, now certain people, they for the sake of meditation, they simply meditate, watching the breathing, and they don't know what are the different stages that they are at least touching. So, I mean, they are saying, okay, for 10 years I am practicing Anapanasati, for 12 years I am practicing Anapanasati. So we need to see, I mean, if you are practicing it thoroughly, then these are the kind of evolutions that Buddha has mentioned. These are the milestones. Have you reached any of these milestones? Because 12 years is something, right? It's not just 1 day or 2 days. So if you are practicing it properly, then definitely you have to reach some significant milestones in this path. So there are people, I mean, sometimes they are properly practiced, and as a result of that, once I tell, okay, now can you keep your mind quiet? Then they remember and say, yes, Bhante, I can. They haven't tested it, but once I indicate this, yes, I can. So now we can put to the track and, okay, you go in this direction now. Now you don't need Anapanasati. Now keep your mind empty and just start watching the mind. Okay, we can put it to that direction. So likewise, so unknowingly we have developed that capacity. So we need to see you are there. Otherwise, sometimes people are simply practicing, but not properly aligned with these kind of milestones.
Yeah,
that is not good.
I feel all these meditation practices actually, it's giving me a capability of sort of going to the destination with the development of mind actually. This
Definitely.
is what I feel.
Yeah. Good. That's all? Okay. I think we have spent a fair amount of time today, and we'll conclude here, and we'll start the Dhamma sermon as usual at 4 p.m. Thank you very much for participation.